You know, your LinkedIn profile, it's supposed to be more than just a digital handshake. It's your virtual seat at the table for board appointments, keynote invitations, and those top-tier roles. But here's the thing, there's a very good chance that seat is currently empty because no one can even see you. So today, we're going to explore why you might be completely invisible to the opportunities you're looking for and what has fundamentally changed.
Just let that sink in for a second. All the effort you've put into curating your career online, it could be for nothing. You could be getting passed over for board positions, speaking engagements, and major executive roles, not because you aren't the right fit, but because the gatekeepers literally can't find you.
And the reason for this huge shift? It's LinkedIn's new AI hiring assistant. Now, this isn't just some minor update. It's a complete rewrite of how visibility works on the platform. It's not about who you know anymore, or just the keywords you list. It's about how an AI interprets your entire professional story.
So, to handle this, we first have to understand this new gatekeeper. This AI isn't just doing the old searches faster, it's using a completely new kind of logic to judge a professional's credibility.
The old way was pretty straightforward. You'd just fill your profile with keywords like leadership or strategy, and recruiters would search for those terms and find you. The new way, though, is way more sophisticated. The AI does this holistic analysis, and it creates what you could call a reputation ranking. It's based on your whole career narrative.
And that entire analysis gets boiled down into one critical number that pretty much determines your visibility from now on, your reputation score.
So, what is this score exactly? Well, simply put, it's an AI-generated number that rates your professional credibility. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a credit score, but for your career. A high score means you get noticed for the best opportunities. A low score, well, you could be left completely in the dark. Now, this score isn't just pulled out of thin air. The AI calculates it based on 3 core pillars. First, how coherent your career story is. Second, the actual influence of your professional network. And third, how you actively demonstrate your expertise on the platform itself. Let's break each of those down.
All right, so the first pillar is career coherence. The AI isn't just scanning for job titles anymore. It's reading your profile like a biography, and it's looking for a professional story that actually makes sense.
And this means you've got to ask yourself a pretty critical question. If a machine were to look at your career path, from university all the way to your current role, would it see a logical progression, or would it see a bunch of disconnected jobs? You can see right here what the AI is scanning for. It's rewarding a consistent history, skills that logically connect to your roles, and a clear story that ties it all together. Things like unexplained gaps in your employment or a laundry list of skills that don't really match your experience, those can actually lower your score.
Okay, on to the second pillar, your reputation network. In this new world, it's not just about how big your network is. It's all about the quality and the influence of that network. The AI is basically asking, who's vouching for you? It doesn't just see a connection, it sees an endorsement. It's evaluating who's in your network, who endorses your skills, and, this is the critical part, how credible they are.
So here's how that works. First, the AI analyzes your connections to figure out their professional standing. Then it gives a lot more weight to endorsements from people who are recognized experts themselves. And finally, it uses these really sophisticated ranking systems to calculate the overall influence of your network, which then feeds directly into your score.
And that brings us to the final pillar, active expertise. This is where what you actually do on the platform comes into play. Because under this new system, a static, resume-like profile just isn't going to cut it anymore.
This creates a really important distinction. Having data analysis listed as a skill in your profile is one thing, but actively sharing and commenting on articles about data analysis, proving that you're engaged with the topic, that's what demonstrates real expertise to the AI. The AI is always watching your behavior, the content you share, the discussions you jump into, even the articles you click on. All of this data builds a picture of your active expertise, and it rewards people who contribute valuable insights and establish themselves as real thought leaders in their field. So, what does this all mean for your strategy? Well, it means your approach to LinkedIn has to become way more intentional. You're not just writing for a human audience anymore, you're crafting a narrative specifically for an AI. A passive set-it-and-forget-it profile is now a huge liability. To be visible, your profile needs a proactive, personalized strategy that actively manages those three pillars we just talked about: your career coherence, your network's reputation, and your active expertise.
And here's why that strategy is so important. This AI has been trained by studying thousands of profiles of known, established experts in every single field. It's constantly pattern matching your profile against these models of success. So your goal, really, is to make sure your profile tells a story that matches that successful pattern.
And that leaves us with the final defining question, the one you really need to answer to make sure you stay relevant in this new landscape. Does your LinkedIn profile tell the right story to this new AI? Because if it doesn't, then for all professional purposes, you are simply invisible.